It's official, at least for now, a recount which changed the results of a Jeffersonville City Council race will stand. Last month, the winners were Matt Owen, Nathan Samuel, and Joshua Rodriguez. But a recount found Steve Webb actually came in third, and today a judge ruled the new results will stand. But as WLKY's Erica Coghill explains, not everyone is satisfied, including the new winning candidate.
Several of the Jeffersonville City Council candidates appealed the judge's ruling today, including Steve Webb, who benefited from that recount, giving him a seat on the council.
And if he loses because of that, he's okay with that, because we must follow the law in elections. If we don't start following the law, then the people in Clark County should just stop voting.
Attorney Larry Wilder says his client, Republican Steve Webb, believes in the integrity of the election process. He says that process was not properly carried out.
And the clerk of the county, Ms. Pop, testified that in fact she did not follow the statute when she convened that precinct.
The absentee precinct. The machine could not read hundreds of ballots, so there was a recount.
So they opened the doors willy-nilly to anybody that would come in and sit next to someone else who alleged to be a Republican and who alleged to be a Democrat and remake people's actual ballots.
Saw one of the counters dozing as the count was going on. Counters were coming and going. I don't think some of them understood the procedure.
Recount Commissioner John Perkins refused to certify the results, but Monday, a judge ruled the recount would stand.
When it's all said and done, I think the machine count is the count that was the most accurate.
Webb is asking that all of the absentee ballots be thrown out. His opponent, Democrat Josh Rodriguez, who secured a seat on the council in the original count, is asking that either the original results be adopted or a new recount be done under a new recount commission.
We're going to fight this until those numbers are right. Even if Mr. Webb wins by 5 votes, as long as they've added those correctly, I don't have a problem with that.
The candidates' appeals will be heard during a hearing on February 11th back here at the Clark County Courthouse. Erica Coghill, WLKY News.
And another Jeffersonville City Council candidate, Democrat Ron Ellis, has also filed an appeal.